Word on the yard. Word on the yard. What's going on? It's your girl, Lovely Lids, aka Lydia, and this is Word on the Yard After Hours, focusing on, well, one, expanding the culture outside of HBCUs and interviewing different people at different colleges overall, like really making a footprint on what's happening on the yard after hours. So without further ado, you've seen this girl on my channel before. I just want to introduce, go ahead.
So hi, actually my name is Faith, but you can call me Jona'e. I am a independent R&B gospel artist
From
Detroit, Michigan, but currently I reside in Ipsy as a music therapy student at Eastern Michigan University. So that's all fun.
For the people who don't know, can you explain Eastern Michigan? That's not an HBCU, obviously.
So Eastern Michigan University, it is located in Ypsilanti, Michigan. That's about 45 minutes from Detroit. So you could call it your typical predominantly white institution. But it's a pretty good school. Like, if you want to check it out, feel free to do your research on it, take a tour. It's a pretty neat school. Awesome. And you're 10 minutes from Ann Arbor, which is close to University of Michigan. That's the biggest, one of the biggest schools in the state. But if you ever want to travel to the D, you're not far.
Yes, so again, like I said, we are touching on schools outside of that HBCU region because we're trying to see what's going on the yards of the other schools other than the primary HBCU. So we're taking a step back. But you mentioned that Eastern Michigan, like we said before, is a PWI. So as a Black African American student, like, how do you still find your footing on this campus and at a,
Main thing is finding people that look like you. So join organizations or organizations, clubs, if there's an activities. Venture out and be social, especially if you find people in your class to talk to. Like recently I was in EMU Gospel Choir. So that was a lot of us, like, collaborative in one group. And then you have fraternities, sororities,
just like any other college.
Just like any other college, but I will say to find your people, you have to search a little more.
Right.
Than at an HBCU, but it's also about finding your niche, like what you enjoy and the people you like to rock with, because everybody may not fit your aesthetic. But it's good to still explore other people's aesthetics so you have a diverse group of people and it gives you an open mindset. Because in the real world, not everybody is gonna not only look like you, but think like you.
Right.
And enjoy the things you enjoy. So just go out and explore.
Right.
Get out of yourself and go.
And you for sure have gotten out of yourself with this music thing.
Yes, it's been a journey, and I'm still journeying is not a word, but I'm still making
it. Journey.
It's
we're gonna make that a word.
I'm still journeying.
We're gonna put it right there. We're still journeying.
It's still journeying.
It's the journey.
I put it in worded definition at the bottom.
Yeah.
Journey.
What do you
journey
came up with that?
Journey, the process of a journey.
So your process of journeying, how did you get into music in the first place?
Well, that is a great question. So I have been singing since age of 2. My grandfather's a pastor, so I sung at his church a lot. I still do sing at church, and then over time, just kept singing, did choir in middle school, high school, and I didn't lock in getting into music professionally till COVID. COVID during the senior year, somebody asked me to collab, and I was like, okay, let me write a little something. And then that verse, that project kind of flopped as a collab, and then that became my own project, which became my first single, Find My Way.
Period. So, and if you haven't listened to that, I'm gonna need you to go listen to it. We're gonna put it down below. It's a vibe.
You wouldn't expect that I sung it and wrote it, but it's still a vibe either way.
And say it again, you wrote that song and produced it and everything at what age?
I was 18.
18. Okay, so that's towards the end of high school.
That was end of high school during COVID. That was around like June, July of 2020. Maybe August of 2020. Probably July.
Okay.
Probably July.
Okay. And so doing that, like, how did you know, okay, this is something I really want to pursue. I want to get in the music business, which, as we know, that is a complicated thing to get into.
It is. It's just how writing and actually singing made me feel. and also to see the impact that it had on people, and that I was helping people and they were enjoying what I was sharing as much or more than I was doing. But for a long time, I was really running away from music.
That's crazy.
I did not want to do this. And small backstory, like I was constantly singing in church because my granddad would tell me to. Like he would be up in the pulpit and be like, I'm gonna have my granddaughter sing today. And I'm like, I don't really want to do this. But it didn't hit until I turned around 18 when I got to reflect being in the pandemic and I missed singing. Like, okay, I see the benefit. My gift is not just for me, but it's to minister to somebody else.
To be a vessel.
Be
a vessel. Yeah, that's that church spirit.
It's a side joke that we just did. But yeah, to be a vessel. To be a vessel, it's not just me, but it's God working through me for somebody else to draw back to Him.
And y'all, when I tell you her voice is an instrument. If I didn't say this in my intro, she is a longtime best friend of mine. Been knowing her for how many years now?
We met the end of mini backstory. I was in band in middle school. Shout out to Levy Middle School in Southfield. Mr. Smith, we love you.
Baby clips, I'm looking like we had two different cameras going on, and one of my cameras I just ran out of insufficient funds. You ain't got insufficient memory on my card, so we'll fix that. But it's okay. So we're gonna get back into it. So you were saying?
So we met middle school marching band. She was a twirler, majorette twirler. I was in band.
Big BTS.
Yeah, and then we did the Thanksgiving Day parade in Detroit. But a few weeks after, we took a testing to get into West Bloomfield High School, and we talked on orientation day. Then we just hit off from there. So it's been a total freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, freshman, sophomore, junior of college. So 7 years now.
So yeah, my friend.
7 years strong, number of completion.
Seven strong, beautiful years.
7 consecutive years.
Yes, and like when I tell you guys, I have seen like just her journey from the start to where we are now, and that's why I just had to interview her like before people or MTV or anyone else interviews her, because like truly her voice is a vessel. This girl has sang it almost every single one of my birthdays. Every year. Like,
either way, I'm singing something.
But I mean, it's a pleasure. Anytime I get to hear her voice for free, and it's just not amazing.
Free. It's the free part.
For the free, no, because people be charging you. I don't get charged. I get the friend discount.
You got the friend discount, which is 100% off. With interest.
Saying, that's how you got into singing.
Yep.
You were singing in church. You ran away from singing. Why did you run away from singing?
Because I felt that I was singing because somebody told me to. And I had to sing what I really wasn't feeling at the moment. But actually being pushed to do it was beneficial, because if I wasn't pushed, I would just be sitting on my gift and not do it.
Right.
Because I was telling myself as a kid, well, I'll do it when I want to do it. But that was never. That was never. So actually, I'm kind of thankful that happens now. So I've grown better. And some days you have your struggle points. That's just human. That's just life. But I do my best, and I'm doing a lot better. And I frequently say yes when somebody asks me to sing. And I just go off like that.
So how being a singer and releasing your own projects, but still being a college student on top of all that, how do you balance that? What are the things that you took in to progress your music career by being in school?
It's hard. You have to really schedule yourself. It's really about balance. So like trying to record, I admit this past year has been a struggle trying to do schoolwork, and on top of that, I'm in school as a music major. So not only you want to do your own music, but you're studying other genres, and you have to try your best to piece that together. So, but it works out, and it's good to try to have them coexist, and that goes for other music majors as well that are doing music on their own. Just have a balance and do your best for both things that you're doing to coexist.
Mm-hmm. And so
it's been a journey. It's still a journey.
And so your major is music therapy, right?
Yes.
I'm not sure if you guys know that you're studying music therapy.
Yes, I am.
And so what does that consist of, the classes, and how does that tie into your vocal performance?
So technically, music therapy is using musical elements to achieve a non-musical goal. So using music with a therapist, it could be to help someone walk or with psychological needs, all the different stuff. How this transpires into me singing professionally is how to interact with people. Mm-hmm. It's a different aesthetic because music therapy, you're offering a medical type service and you're getting in depth of what somebody needs, versus performing, you're just performing to entertain.
Right.
So my brain has to switch on and off between the two, but you can add emotion to your performance because you never know what somebody needs.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
So that's my train of thought for a second.
You're good.
But yeah, it's just about putting your best in whatever you do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got you. I think they understand what you're saying. So taking a break from all the serious questions, just more like fun, quirky questions. If you was able to like take a step back and kind of put a microscope on everything you've done this year musically in your career, what was your favorite experience and how did you grow from that experience? Because I'm sure just like any of us in our college career, like everything we do, we can expand, we can learn from it, we can progress from it, and we can figure out how to make that better. For you, in your case, the next performance, for me, the next opportunity, the next brand, yeah.
So for 2023, right? Okay.
Yeah, for 2023.
Got you. I would say my highlight moment musically this year was when I did my junior recital.
Okay.
That was a bit. You said what?
You want to tell them about that?
Yeah. So when you are a music student, if you're like education or whatever music major you're in, technically you're required to do a recital at which level. Music therapy majors are not required to. So I just did one my junior year for funsies because I don't have to do one at all for my degree. So I was preparing. I prepared this in September. And everything was going good. I had to learn music that I wanted to sing, but also learn classical music and meet the basic requirements for it. And then this is basically a story about perseverance and how God will step in when you think things are bleak. So right around March, everything was going good. It's like, okay, my recital is April 15th. I got the dress, I got my hair, I got everything together. And then April, 2 weeks before my recital, I get sick. And I catch laryngitis.
No!
Yeah, I catch laryngitis. My vocal cords are swollen shut. So I'm resting, and my professor was like, okay, give it a week, you'll be fine. So I come back the following week, I don't feel sick, my voice is still gone. It's the week before the recital now, like literally 7 days before. And my professor was like, look, hey, this is not good. So come Tuesday for my rehearsal, my voice is worse. And my professor was like, look, if you can't pull this together by Thursday, we're going to have to cancel your show.
See, no.
And we're going to have to push this to the fall. And I was like, no, we've been working on this since September. And I literally looked my professor in the face because he's a Christ believer too.
Because that's where he lost me. Go ahead.
Right. And he said, just because you can't do this doesn't mean that God has left you. And I said, I know that, but I know what my God can do.
Put a praise on it.
Pretty much.
Put a praise on it.
So I'm like praying, and I come home literally flat on my face in my room, in this room, praying. I wrote in my journal. I was praying all around my house. I was like literally my mom for like a good 20-30 minutes. I was putting, not that, but I was like touching all the doors in my house. I was putting oil on all the doors of my house. I was like, Satan, you gotta go. You gotta go. You can't do this. So literally, and me and one of my closest friends, we were like praying, and my professor, he was like, look, you can try to get into U of M hospital for an ENT because I know this person like personally, but it could be difficult or you may not be able to get in because it's a short notice. So I was like, okay, give it a shot. So Wednesday I called. No, that Tuesday I called. Nobody really responded. I called Wednesday. They said, okay, we'll get back to you. So me and my closest friend who I called, we were praying, rah, 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 rah. And literally, it was like 9:20 in the morning. It was or like 9:25. Mm-hmm. Smack in the middle of our prayer, 9:30 hit, U of M, University of Michigan Hospital called me saying, hi, Faith, this is Dr. So-and-so. Actually, we can get you in for an appointment at 3:30 today.
Wow.
So went to the doctor. I'm like nervous all day, like, oh my gosh, I don't think I can do this. So my friend actually goes with me to the hospital, and they do a scope on me, like they stick the tube up your nose, check your larynx. And the doctor was like, oh, okay, you're fine. Mm-hmm. It's just minor swelling. There's nothing causing permanent damage. Take these steroids and rest for 2 days, and you're good. Mm-hmm. So I was happy about that. And came Saturday, my voice was fully restored. I was able to hold the show down for 2 hours. Literally sung all my music 2 hours straight. Now the next day I was shot. But the point is to trust God, and when you put your faith in Him, mm-hmm. He can do exceedingly and abundantly beyond your imagination. Beyond and over your expectations.
That is so beautiful.
Thank
you. That is such a beautiful testimony.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is a testimony.
That is
I need you guys to, if you watch this video and you've gotten to this point, I need you to drop a praise emoji, because that is such a powerful story. And it, I mean, for me personally, it just moves me, because it just shows you, you know, like this is what you're meant to do. Mm-hmm. Like, damn, is it raining? Dang, it's raining. My bad. Ooh, look,
the blessings are falling on us. So.
Yeah. But no, that's beautiful. And guys, she had it live stream on YouTube. I watched it. It was amazing. And you would never know that, you know, she had laryngitis. Mm-hmm. She had a situation going on.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you for like speaking on that on my YouTube channel.
Advice for fellow singers out there: please take care of your voice. So. Mm-hmm. If it's something that you like doing and you got to walk away from it, or your friends are going out and you know that you need to rest, especially if you're around a culture that says you sing no matter how you feel, if you're vocally tired, you just cannot do it, because you're making yourself vulnerable to more damage. My philosophy is that your voice cannot be fixed at Guitar Center. Right. You can't.
Right.
That's a medical bill, if that, right. If it can be fixed. So just please take care of your overall health, because when your body is not okay or your stress level is high, it messes with your voice. And this can go for instrumentalists too. When you're stressed out or you're not feeling well, take care of yourself. Always hydrate and keep your stress levels to a minimum, even for definitely college students, for mm-hmm. sure. I was self-care.
I'm actually glad you was talking about that, because that was actually going to be my next question. Mm-hmm. But you pretty much already answered that. So is there anything you want to share specifically that you do that's part of your vocal regimen? Like, if you could pick your top three things that you do as a vocalist that has to be done.
Like for self-care?
Yeah.
To keep up to par?
Yeah.
Drink water. Hydrate. Cut the juice out. Cut the pop out. I will talk to her in a moment. But cut the juice out, pop, energy drinks, no. But ice cold water, no, because that shocks your vocal cords. So room temp water, and teas don't really help, but it's nice if you want to have it, but keep that caffeine out. Number 2 would be rest when you know you need to rest. Mm-hmm. Don't push yourself beyond your limits, or if someone's pushing you beyond your limit. And number 3 would be to always warm up before you sing. You have to warm up. Your vocal cords are a muscle. So like if you're running a marathon, you don't just go straight and run.
Right.
You stretch. If you're a dancer, you got to stretch. It's a lot of things. If you're an instrumentalist, you warm your hands up. You can't just jump into it, because it's not good. So those are my top 3. Mm-hmm. Drink lots of room temp water, rest, and warm-ups. But to add to that, breathe humidified air. So like get a humidifier or breathe hot steam. Stay away from smoke. So all that stuff you like doing hookah with your friends or being around that, if you got a performance coming up, cut that out. Gotta go.
Gotcha.
Cut cheese out, cut dairy out, causes phlegm. That's gotta go. So, list goes on. Find what works for you, but that works for me.
Got you. Okay. You shared some really good things, I'm sure some people back at home didn't know. Some things I didn't even know that you had to sacrifice, like dairy and things like that.
Especially the day of. When you get phlegm and then you're doing like and all the different stuff.
Right.
You're abrasing. It's very abrasive on your voice and you're rubbing your cords together.
Right.
It's bad. Don't whisper either. If you're hoarse, please never whisper. Because that's bad too. That's abrasive. I can go on and on.
No, you're good.
What's our, I guess,
so you've mentioned, you know, how you got started. You've mentioned how you've conducted yourself over the course of time. You've mentioned your career and everything that's been going on, all your performances, big and small, and talking about how you stay up to par for all that. So the video.
So we dared my friend who's an artist to sing to a random crowd and people.
I'm not sure if you know what I'm talking about, but there's a video on TikTok. Somebody recorded you singing in public, and I kind of just want to know, how do you feel about it?
Ooh, okay, so that video was my birthday last year when we went to Tennessee and we stayed in the cabins in the Smoky Mountains or whatever. So we were like walking on this boardwalk. I don't know who was the couple that asked. It was a white couple, and we were just talking about music or whatever. And it was like, oh, you can sing me something. So I picked "I Will Always Love You" by Whitney Houston because that was the first thing that came to my mind. And the lady, she was like in tears, and I'm like, whoa. And Lydia recorded it on TikTok and posted it on her page. I am and it got like how many views?
Like over 3,000 for sure.
Yeah, I didn't even know that part. It was at 2,000 the last time I checked.
Yeah, no, over 3,000. 63 people saved it, and it's been shared like at least like same thing as like the likes. Like over 3,000 people shared it.
Oh wow! See, I didn't even. I was so it was less than that. So
no,
getting out here,
like it's been everywhere. So like, you know what I'm saying? You were very different. That's literally next week that video will be a year.
Will be a year old.
Yeah.
So that means someone has a birthday coming up.
Yeah. Spam happy birthday in the comments.
Yes. 21. The big 2-1.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that video? You look different. I'm sure you sound different. I'm sure you feel differently because, like,
I look at that video and I'm like, wow, I look different and I sound different. I critique myself since that video. Anything that's like old footage from a year ago or a few months ago, I critique myself every year because your voice just changes as you get older. Your range changes. Your resonance can change, obviously, with training and all the different stuff. So I've learned a lot, and I know I'm gonna learn in the future even more.
But you should know that video is filled with like a lot of comments and like a lot of comments.
I read some of them
praising you and saying you can sing and D girls do it better. So
I just say I'm humble. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
But like, you know, that video, the main thing of that video was you singing to a stranger, and yet in the process you affected so many other strangers on TikTok.
Right. I'm like, wow, it's 3,000 strangers have seen me, if not more. Before that video, my dad and her was standing there. It was like, hey Faith, there's an empty stage and there's people just sitting there. You should get up there and sing. And I was like,
I encourage
oh no, I don't know about that, girl. It was gotta been like 50 people. So I was like, let's do it. So I was like, hey y'all, my name is Faith. I'm from Detroit. Well, I didn't give my artist name, but I think I did. I don't remember. But I was like, I'm from Detroit. And then I thought, what better song to sing in Tennessee? Tennessee Whiskey. And that was really fun, and everybody was just eating it up. I wasn't like, yes, I did the thing. I was just humble.
He was like, all right, I'm done. Bye.
I'm done. I was like Hannah Montana. He's like, I love you guys. I will be here all night. I wish I could stay all night. All right, let's go.
I love you all. I wish I could stay all night long. Let's get out of here.
Is that your go-to song? What are your go-to songs?
Go-to songs. Tennessee Whiskey, for sure. So Into You by Tamia. I don't know why that one is this. And for gospel would be Indescribable by Kiara Shear and what's that other Tasha Cobbs song? Not Heart of Worship, it's the other one. It's Not For Your Glory either. I know what y'all was thinking. He Knows My Name. Yep, that's the one. That's the one. Those are my 3 go-tos, like when somebody instantly asks, or I'll be like, what kind of vibe you feeling? And they'll be like, I want to hear country. So I just pick what I remember. Or if someone asks for classical, I can pull that out of my back pocket. And that's one thing. Versatility is key. Because you never know what audience you may go into. Because you never know, you may be invited to sing at, I don't know, somebody's house that may like classical music.
Right.
Somebody may like only jazz, R&B, obviously church gospel.
And it can also get you, I mean, you never know who your audience is, but it can also get you farther with your audience, that you have that vocal range, that you can't just, you're not just familiar in like R&B, you're familiar in country, you know what I'm saying? Like you're versatile to whoever you're in front of. I think like that gets you farther in terms of your reach. Yep, and for my black people out there, get into that classical music. You may not like it, but baby, it'll get you into some places and connected with some people if you know it. I'm not saying you have to pursue it, but it's something to look into. And a lot of those aspects, like vowel placement and resonance and warm-ups, will transpire into other genres as well. That's how I got where I am, and I'm still working on it. And that's the key word. Bilingual music. Singing songs in Spanish, Italian, German, French. Try that out. It was hard for me, but I did it. What language have I done? I've done Spanish, I've done German, I've done French, for sure, and Italian. So I've sung music in 4 different languages besides English, so that's 5 total. What's interesting? Okay. I'm sorry, I kind of like got lost track. You said you sang. Say that again. You sang it in Spanish, you said? I've sung, well, mainly classical music, but in Spanish, French, German, and Italian. See, that's what y'all call multi-talented. That's what you call it, because I'm sorry, I don't know anyone who can do all that. They got to get their stuff translated by Google Translate. Like, I have to translate some stuff. Yeah, but they make you translate. But to be able to sing that language, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you call multi-talented. Like, and I'm not the greatest in that area. I have to like study my tail off. But it just like off. Read it. Yep, it pays off in the end. Because you never know. You may get hired to go overseas somewhere. They may not know English. So what are you gonna do? Yeah. So sorry, I'm not trying to rush you. No, you're good. So Faith, you are so accomplished, and I'm so happy that you agreed to do this interview with me for Word on the Yard After Hours, a new segment for my YouTube channel. So lastly, I just want to end this interview off with a game. Are you familiar with the Genius? Where they say a word, you gotta sing a song with the word, or is that Vogue? No, that's not Genius. That's Vogue. You know, where the celebrities they say a word, you gotta sing a song with the word in it. Yeah, I know that one. Okay, I know that one. I'm gonna do 3. Nothing too long, but are you up for the challenge? Yeah, I think I'm ready. Okay. So I'm gonna have the word right there. So the first word is way, and you have 5 seconds. Is it the way you love me, baby? The Way by Jill Scott. We love that. We love Jill Scott. Now the second word is love. Love, never knew what I was missing, but I knew once we start kissing, I found you. I'm not gonna do that run this kind of way. I like the way you did that. Or love, so many things I gotta tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know how. Yep, that's Music Soul Child. So I just did 2 songs. Period. So that's a bonus point. I got 3. Yeah. I got 3 points. Yeah. I think we'll put that in there, and then that'll make it 4. So I'll do 1 more. Okay. So the last word is people.
We're just ordinary people.
Woo! John Legend.
We don't know which way to go. Oh, we're just ordinary people. Maybe we should take it slow. Take it slow. Oh, this time we'll take it slow. Take it slow, slow. This time we'll take it slow.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Jona'e, aka Faith, aka my best friend of 7 years, aka Eastern Michigan student. Again, multi-talented and just overall a great person. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank you for being a part of my show. And drop some comments down below. Do you like this? How do y'all feel about After Hours? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything you want to say to close out this?
Thank you for having me on the show.
Of course.
You can find me on Instagram at Faith Jona'e, FaithJonae. And there you'll find like my Linktree and stuff to Twitter, because I don't remember all my names off rip right now. Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. You can find me as Jona'e on Spotify, Apple, YouTube.
Go stream her music, y'all.
Please do. There's more on the way. I know it's been a long time. A lot of stuff's been going on, but there is more on the way. I've been moving around so much, but trust the process. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, y'all.
It's gonna be good.
Peachy Keem, lemon rings, sweet cheeks, and all those things. That was foreshadowing to my next project, which you just did.
Yeah.
It'll be back.